Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Jared from Random Hardware, and today we're going to take a look at the 5 Jurassic Park 30th anniversary sets. Our first set that we're going to take a look at is the Visitor Center T-Rex and Raptor Attack. Comes with 6 minifigures, 2 dinosaur molds, and just really cool little design. The set goes for about $130 at 693 pieces. We'll talk about that later. If we take a look at the first image of the box itself, it's just a box. It looks pretty good. Doesn't look too complicated, too stuffy, none of that. It looks like just a simple box design with a T-Rex on the spine, has the logo on it. Looks like it would be decent for a stack look if you're doing collections or if you're doing inventory kind of things. It'll look fine for that. Otherwise, just a flat pack box if you want to pack it away. Next image is of the set in play. It does have that "When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth" banner in the background. That is an actual banner. It is not a sticker. That makes me happy. I hate stickers, but this looks pretty good. Some of the play features look alright. It looks like it's got Dr. Wu's little area there where he had dinosaur eggs hatching for the first time. So it looks pretty good. Also of note, and we'll talk about that in a second here. Let's just get to it. Again, here's the T-Rex. It looks really cool. Nice T-Rex mold. And again, like the banner. Figures. I'm quite happy with this, and the reason being is because we're getting Samuel L. Jackson's figure in the set, which is nice. And you get Dr. Wu, and of course Alan Grant and Ellie. Looks great. I don't think it's a bad collection to get. 6 figures and 2 full dinosaurs. I think that's pretty nice looking. Here we have the back of the box. It's the back of the box. Many of the images are ones we've already seen, so nothing really to talk about much in terms of that. This is a play set, so it's going to be played with. It's not a display set. With that being said, it's in the sun. Anyway. Oh, look, it's displayed in the sun.
This is fine.
So anyway, that's the first set, the Visitor Center T-Rex and Raptor Attack, $130. Not too bad. We'll get into the conversation about the pricing on this in just a moment, because there's a lot of things with the pricing. So we're not going to beat that dead horse too much until I get to the end. The second set for review is the Brachiosaurus Discovery set. This one is $80 with 512 pieces. Price already seems more reasonable on this one, but we'll talk about that later. And it comes with Dr. Alan Grant, John Hammond, and Ellie. And it looks pretty cool. I'm here for the Brachiosaurus, legitimately. That is going to be the star of the set. Of course, I do like the Jurassic Park Jeep. It's proper size for the small Jeeps that came in. I think it's a great looking set. Looks amazing. This one will be a really nice addition. Again, the box is just a flat packable box, but it does have that nice spine if you plan on going ahead and keeping those for any sorting or purposes like that. Brachiosaurus can lift up its head. You can move the neck at least a little bit. It's definitely not a fully movable neck, but the ability to at least move the base of the neck and where the head connects is still pretty good. And the tree design, it's not bad. Here's an up-close picture of the Jeep. Looks good. I like the Jeep design. Doesn't look complicated. Has a nice style. Perfect. Here we have the 3 pictures. We have John Hammond, Dr. Ellie, and Dr. Alan Grant. The figures look pretty good. Of course, Ellie and Alan Grant look totally different in the other set, so there's going to be some variations on some of the torsos and the bodies and the legs, so you'll be able to see those variations. So some of those will be a little more collectible. Definitely John Hammond will be a collectible figure in my view, and will make this set worth it. And of course the Brachiosaurus. The back of the box is just more demonstrations of what you already saw in the box. They will give it the ability to stand, but you're going to end up using the tail so that you can have that ability. It still looks pretty nice though. I like it. Here we have it in play. Looks pretty good. Looks like a decent set. I like it. There's a few sticker elements to it. Still not the biggest fan of sticker elements, but yeah, pretty nice. Up next we have it again in play. Looks good. Oversaturated light. New photography needed, but it looks pretty good. I like the set. So, not bad, Lego. Not bad. Oh, that Brachiosaurus is going to be nice. Up next, we have the Dilophosaurus Ambush. This one is fantastic. Comes with everybody's favorite Newman. Dennis Nedry, the Dilophosaurus, and again, another one of those Jeeps. This one, though, has the hardtop style cover as opposed to the soft top or open top that the last Jeep had. This one's only $20, 211 pieces. Perfect in the price range, exactly where you'd want it to be. But the Dilophosaurus is a different design from previous Dilophosauruses, so I think that's cool that we're also getting a slightly different mold out of this one. A box is just a small box. It's not really going to be a big collectible box. So this one's more of easy to get a couple of these, put them away for storage. I do think Dennis will also be one of those characters that'll be collectible for the series. And it looks pretty nice. And we have Dennis with the Barbasol can.
The bottom screw's open.
And it's actually a printed Barbasol, and I love it. It has the E-stock piece that gets flipped up when he hits it with the Jeep. I like it. Yep. Top pops off. Dilophosaurus. Oh, his secondary face is with the ink on it, so that's awesome. I love that. Here we have the back of the box. Just more pictures of the same of what we've seen. Still looks pretty good. Here we have it in play in the sun.
I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
But it still looks pretty good. I'll ignore the fact that it's just sitting in the sun again. Yeah. It's a great looking set. Great price on this one. This one is definitely a must-have. And $20 you can't go wrong. Up next, we have the Triceratops research set. This one includes the Triceratops, of course. This one's $50, 281 pieces. A little back to being pricey again, but it does come with a Ian Malcolm figure. It does come with Dr. Ellie. Looks pretty nice. Has one of the Jeeps that was done in that recent diorama set that they did with the buildable T-Rex. And those Jeeps are really nice. Those are the ones that are specific to the track. It's a nice looking set, and there's a pile of poop in the background. A big pile of poop.
That is one big pile.
So, this one's really... I love it just because they did the pile of poop. That's hilarious. I love the humor for this one. Of course, the Triceratops looks fantastic. Nice looking figure. And of course the two main figures. And if you'll notice carefully, and I didn't point this out, but in quite a few of the sets you will see a frog. In every single set is a hidden frog. And if you haven't seen the movies, I don't know why you haven't seen the movies. That is a reference, of course, to them using the frog's DNA to finish the missing DNA for the dinosaurs.
We use the complete DNA of a frog to fill in the holes and complete the code.
Great reference, though. It's in the poop. It's great. There it is on top of the poop. And then, of course, the close-ups of the three figures, Ian Malcolm, Dr. Ellie, and, of course, the Triceratops. Looks pretty good. $50, can't complain. Back of the box. Again, this is not a collectible box. It's got, you know, the nice spines with the logos on it. You know, collecting a few of them and putting them to the side is not a bad idea. But either flat packing them or, on some of these smaller boxes, throwing them away, not a bad option. Here we have them in play. Every single picture in the sun.
That's okay. Things are going to be okay.
Every single one of them. Just driving me nuts. And, of course, our final picture of display in the sun.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
They were having fun in the sun. All in all, $50, Triceratops research set, 281 pieces. It's not bad. We're going to get there. And finally, we have the Velociraptor Escape. So in this set, you will see Robert Muldoon, who is the awesome guy going after our wonderful Velociraptor here. Dr. Ellie on a little four-wheeler. I believe this is the 4+ set that does come with it, but that's the only way you're going to get Robert Muldoon is through this set. And I think he's going to be a collectible figure. And of course, the Velociraptors are always collectible. $39.99 for the set, 137 pieces. This one I have a little bit more problems with because, you know, we did the Dilophosaurus attack for $20 with 200 plus pieces. This has less pieces and costs double the price. It is a different mold though, but we'll get into that a little bit more later. I'm trying to avoid doing that just yet. Here we have just the play pieces. It's a 4+ set, so it's not going to have a ton of small pieces. It's going to have a lot more of these larger pieces to fill out the set, but it's not bad looking. It's great. It's got some nice style to it. I think it's a great play set, has a lot of fun. I like it. There's again Robert Muldoon, nice figure for there. That's going to be a nice collectible figure. And of course the Velociraptor. Back of the box again, yeah, just stow or toss on these ones. I just see them just easier to flat pack and toss away or put away. Here we have it in play and in display on play in the sun.
It's burning my eyes!
But it's there. So why don't we just go ahead and get to the fun parts about this whole thing, and that is the price.
What took us so long?
It really stems from these sets just not having a lot of pieces. A lot of people online that have seen these already, saw the leaks before, saw the prices, understood the amount of pieces, kind of had a hard time with these because 693 pieces, $130. Normally, when you're hitting the 20 cents per piece limit, you're cutting a line. These ones, it's a little more difficult with the Jurassic Park sets because one, the license does cost a little more, and Star Wars and Jurassic Park, you know, are notorious, and Disney are notorious for having the higher prices for the IP. But what really costs the money here is the molds. The molds for the T.Rex, the molds for the Velociraptor, the molds for the Triceratops. These are harder molds. The Dilophosaurus is not a standard mold. It's actually a totally different, it's like a one-piece mold. These are multiple pieces, lots more plastic to be used, so they tend to cost a little more. The problem is that sometimes the cost still doesn't equal the pay that you're going to, the amount of money you're going to have to pay for the amount of pieces, even with those molds. So at 693 pieces, this set should have been closer to about $100. It would have made more sense with that mold. You're still paying about $30 for the molds and then still averaging the 10 cents per piece on the other pieces. It would have made more sense, would have had a cleaner price limit. With this, you're paying $60 for the 2 dinosaur molds, basically, and then you have the 10 cents per piece limit. So that's a little more difficult with these kind of sets, and it's a major drawback when you're trying to sell an IP. Jurassic Park doesn't tend to do as good. It does okay. It doesn't tend to do as good as Star Wars or Marvel or DC or Disney. So having that huge price tag difference, and Jurassic Park is probably the most notable for having the highest price, it makes it more difficult to enjoy. 512 pieces, $80. That's a $30 Brachiosaurus. The rest of them are just 10 cents per piece. Again, the mold costs are still there, but having to pay this should have been $65 for the set. Brachiosaurus should have only been 10 to 15. The Velociraptor should have only been 15, and the same with the T-Rex. I mean, if you're going to add that kind of a range, $15 for a piece that will probably resell for much more than that, but it's still a lot for an initial cost. This is an example of, it's a single mold. This one is like the older velociraptors that they used to do, the little rubberized ones. That's all this is a rubberized piece, versus these that are full mold. So there's definitely more of a cost. That's why the Dilophosaurus correctly matches that price per piece. This is 211 pieces, $20. It makes more sense. Again, this one here, you're almost looking at $22, $23 just for the Triceratops, and then 281 pieces to cover $28. So there's definitely a higher increase in cost there. And then, of course, the last Velociraptor. This one, I don't understand at all. This one should have been $30 if you're going by the 10 cents per piece, maybe a 15 added for the Velociraptor. So they went for $25 for the Velociraptor and 15 for the remaining pieces. And that one, I think, is stretching it quite a bit, just the same as the Triceratops. You're pushing a higher number, and you've already got a set with a Triceratops. The only reason why people are going to go for this set is, well, one, if they're building it for their kid, but two, if you're trying to get the Muldoon figure, that's going to cost you the money here. And then you've got already the Velociraptor that you got in the T.Rex and Velociraptor set. So I think with this, they might be pushing it a bit on the price, a little more than usual. This does kind of curtail a little to corporate greed.
Money!
And that does exist. This is Lego. I mean, it's plastic bricks, but they have a cost. But the cost on this should not equal the amount that they're searching for. So with that, I do think Jurassic Park's a good line. I do think that these are good sets. I just don't think that the pricing on a few of them was as necessary as they did, and they could have had a better pricing on quite a few of the sets. For me, though, the top of the line winner for this group of sets is going to be the Brachiosaurus Discovery. That is the first Brachiosaurus we're going to get. I hope that we see more, but if not, this is a pretty killer looking figure, and I look forward to adding that one. As for the others, it's a rather large cost for something that may or may not have an equal return. So with that, friends, keep investing, keep collecting, keep having fun, and don't let the dinosaurs get you in the middle of the night.
That's nice.